We are pleased to have you all with us today at the Missouri Alternative and Renewable Energy Technology Center for a pretty exciting announcement for Crowder College. So let's not beat about the bush. Let's rip off the Band-Aid, to mix my metaphors. I am proud to tell you that thanks to our partnership with Empire District Electric, Crowder College will be the home of the first electric car charging station in Neosho. Most of you here know a great deal about Crowder College and our mission and what we do here in the MARET Center, so I think this makes a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people. So at this time, I want to turn it over to Brent Baker. And Brent, your title is VP of Customer Experience. Correct. With Empire, and help me welcome and thank our partners, Empire District Electric.
We're excited here at Empire. You've probably heard over the last year, maybe you've seen in the news, we've been talking about electric vehicles and moving forward with technology. It's not just in this region, but it's across the United States and across the world that this is happening. In Empire's history, we've been 100 years in business or more, a little over 100 years. We have seen people go from using candles and gas lamps to electric lights. We've seen people use paper books to now e-readers. We've seen a lot of things progress in technology. Electric vehicles are another one of those progressions. And as we see that technology coming, we don't want to wait for it to be done everywhere else and us to respond later. We decided to get in this game and start to move it forward for our customers, and we have a lot of people asking for new technology anytime new technology exists. So exciting for us to push this forward. For our customers, why it makes sense. For those customers who are really concerned about saving money, electric vehicles do save you money. The equivalent dollar per gallon, if you're charging with electric, is about $1.25, so that ought to make us all happy. Even though gas prices might be low a time or two, they're not usually that low. The other thing is they do reduce emissions, so they're a good vehicle for an emission-conscious product. We do generate with wind and solar, and wind at night and solar during the day. We have hydro facilities around, so there is a renewable element to the power we produce as well. So depending on when you charge, you could be fueling your vehicle and your transit with renewable energy. So really some exciting things about why electric vehicles make sense. And then additionally, we've been working to try to educate communities and work with some of our partners to put these charging stations in. So at Crowder College, we've had a long-standing partnership. We've got the wind turbine out here. We all work to make sure different things would go up and be able to experiment with new technology. There's a lot of neat technology for the future and renewable technology for today that is happening right here in the MARET Center at Crowder, which is exciting for us to have somebody like that here in our backyard. So this is just part of that continued partnership. Excited to have Crowder step up and be willing to put one of these in. And we're going to have these charging stations here to make it convenient for anybody that does buy an electric vehicle to be able to stop in here and charge, and maybe some people here at the college that would want to buy one, or maybe somebody at the university would maybe push to have their department have one. To speak to that, we at Empire have committed to 5 to 8% of our fleet to be able to be switched over to renewable type vehicles or some sort of hybrid that would save us on fuel costs, but also promote renewable technology. And we are there, and you'll see some of our vehicles around that have the leaves on them and some pretty marketing that's on there. But we really have committed to that as well, and I'm sure Crowder would be excited about maybe getting some vehicles here and maybe saving some money on some of that charging compared to the gas that they buy. Other than that, we're just excited to be here again. Another reason to have a partnership with Crowder and the great work that's being done down here. So thank you all very much for having us.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce some of your folks?
Absolutely, yeah. Before we have Robin McAllister here. She is a business and community development manager. And for those of you in the room, you'll see her around. She does help with a lot of this type of technology and moving things forward, and maybe even with, if there's ever renewable projects that come to businesses in town, she would probably be one of those people that would help there.
And she is a Crowder alum.
Oh, good. Hey, there we go. Help me out. And I know the cameras can't see this, but they're over here on the other side of the wall. Adam Greek is our Senior Manager of Business and Community Development, and he is one that gets in the communities and helps make sure we are leading an effort to build our communities and promote economic development and promote the strength of all the communities we serve. It helps all of us. We have a lot of motives to try to make that work really well, but Adam is one of those that leads that charge. Now back to the back, Kelly Chenoweth is here, who is the regional rep for the Neosho district. And he is the business and community development manager that really is specifically tied to Neosho and the neighboring communities. All of these people will be champions for making that movement happen here in this area. And then right between Kelly and I is Julie Moss, who does our marketing and communications director for all things communication for us, and really kind of lets us know what we need to say when we need to say it, but really does a good job for representing the communities and representing Empire. So she's always aware of who's doing what around our territories and making us be a partner in those communities. So thanks for giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely. We're glad you all are here. Well, this is a particularly special day because you may or may not be aware of the fact that at Crowder College, this is the 5th anniversary of the MARET Center, and we will be appropriately celebrating that in the fall semester. 2017 also marks our 25th year in alternative energy education, and that's a pretty substantial amount of time and very forward-thinking from our colleagues who came before us here at Crowder College. So this is pretty exciting to be able to add this particular feature and for our students, for our patrons who come to visit us, and hopefully, as Brent said, for the Crowder fleet as we move forward. That is certainly our intention to move in that direction. If you're curious, the charging station will be directly out of the door in the first parking space if you exit our main building between Farber and McDonald Hall. And that's not a very good description because you know how our buildings are all connected. But just at the front of campus in a very prominent position, we will be available to help folks be educated on how you use the charging station and certainly promote it with our students. And so thank you for being here today to help us celebrate that. We'll invite you back in the fall for a ribbon cutting. That will be actually a formal part of our 25-year and 5-year celebrations this fall. And with that, Brent, let's ink this agreement. I'm not sure I can write that small on that line. That's okay. You weren't a school teacher, though.
No.
And we are official.
Thank you very much.
Let me emphasize one more time, my friends, that this is something that is possible because of Empire's investment in Crowder College and our students. This charging station comes at no construction cost to Crowder College whatsoever, and then we will be the host. And so to our many partners, Empire certainly primary among them, who invest in higher education in the state of Missouri and who particularly invest in Crowder College, we are exceptionally grateful. You create opportunity for our students. Thank you all for being here.